This is Radio Nepal. I am Dela Prasai with the news, the headlines first. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda leaves for Italy to attend the United Nations Food Systems Summit. The Prime Minister to address the opening session of the summit tomorrow in capacity of chair of the least developed countries group. Nation observing 45th Pushpalal Memorial Day today, and Cambodia voting for country's 7th general election. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda has left for Italy yesterday to attend the United Nations Food Systems Summit stock-taking moment. The event will be held in Rome of Italy from the 24th to 26th of July. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence Purna Bahadur Khadka, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Home Affairs Narayan Kaji Shrestha, ministers and high-ranking officials of the government bade farewell to the Prime Minister at the Tribhuvan International Airport. Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development Dr. Beduram Bhushal, Member of National Planning Commission Dr. Jayakant Raut, and other senior officials of the government are also present in the delegation. The Prime Minister is scheduled to address the official opening session of United Nations Food Security System tomorrow in the capacity of the chair of the LDC group. On the sidelines of the event, the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with high-level dignitaries of the UN system, including the Director General of Food and Agricultural Organization FAO and the Executive Director of the World Food Programme WFP. The Prime Minister will also interact with the Nepali diaspora in Italy. The Prime Minister is scheduled to return home on the 20th of July. The 45th Memorial Day of Pushpalal is being marked today, remembering the contributions of the veteran communist leader to Nepal's left democratic movements. Born in 1924, Pushpalal was the founding General Secretary of the Communist Party of Nepal. Pushpalal, who died on July 22, 1978, is considered as one of the pioneers of the Nepali communist movement. He is also credited for translating the Communist Manifesto into the Nepali language. Pushpalal is known for uniting the communist and democratic forces for fighting against the autocratic panchayati regime. Pushpalal believed in politics of cooperation and plurality at a time when communist movements around the world were criticized for opposing democracy and pluralism. 3 persons have died in separate road accidents in Kathmandu and Lalitpur districts yesterday. According to police, 2 persons riding on a motorcycle died after a bus hit the motorcycle at Hatiban of Lalitpur. The deceased are motorcyclist Jiban Tamang, 31, and pillion rider Man Bahadur Waiba, 29, from Makwanpur. Seriously injured in the accident, the 2 breathed their last while receiving treatment at B&B Hospital. Police have held the driver and helper of the bus. Likewise, a pedestrian was killed at Shantinagar in Kathmandu after a tempo hit Rambhakta Shrestha, 38, of Thaha Municipality 1 in Makwanpur. Shrestha passed away while being treated at B&B Hospital yesterday. CPN Unified Socialist Chairman and former Prime Minister Madhav Kumar Nepal has cautioned the party leaders and activists towards conspiracies hatched to break the current ruling coalition. Addressing a program in Kathmandu yesterday, Chairman Nepal asked the leaders to move ahead by internalizing the country's needs and ground reality, adding that practice and principle don't go as expected. Minister for Communications and Information Technology Rekha Sharma has announced to ensure entire communication services to 14 districts, 2 each from 7 provinces across the country. At an interaction program on service delivery and reforms of Nepal Telecom organized at Simara, Barwa yesterday, Minister Sharma said that 2 districts from each provinces will be provided with entire telecommunications-related services in this fiscal year. Minister Sharma also asked the line agencies to coordinate while developing the infrastructure of roads, drinking water, electricity and telecommunications. Likewise, Minister Sharma stated that coordination is taking place with the Ministry of Forest since issues have emerged in expansion of telephone optical fibre and tower development in the forest areas and national parks. Minister for Physical Infrastructure and Transport Prakash Chawla yesterday said the process of amending the Public Roads Act and classifying roads would begin soon. Addressing a program in Kabri Palanchok yesterday, the Transport Minister said talks were being held on the issue of making the road safety standards and the formation of the Road Safety Council. Minister Chawla added that operating the fast bus service between Surya Binayak and Ratna Park would begin within 3 months. Rashtriya Swatantra Party chairman Ravi Lamichhane clarifies that he has not spoken about downsizing the number of Nepali army anywhere. At a press meet organised at Pichara in Viratnagar metropolitan city, 11 in Morang yesterday, Lamichhane mentioned that none of these party leaders and cadres had spoken about cutting down the number of Nepal army neither in the parliament nor in any party's programs. Meanwhile, the media persons turned politicians spoke of the need for consensus among the political parties for reforming provincial structures. You're listening to Radio Nepal 8 AM English News Bulletin. We continue with the international updates now. Cambodia's long-term leader is almost certain to extend his party's rule at an election on Sunday where there are no serious challenges, according to BBC voters turning up to the polls in Phnom Penh told that they expected the Cambodian People Party to sweep all 125 seats in the parliament again. Hun Sen, who has been in power for 38 years, faces no real challenge after the only credible opposition party was disqualified in May. Critics have called the vote a sham. Western nations, including the US, have also expressed concerns about the integrity of the vote. Opposition lawmakers this year have reported violent attacks, with Human Rights Watch reporting the government stepped up intimidation and arbitrary arrests of political opposition in the run-up to the poll. Thousands of people have been evacuated from homes and hotels on Greek island of Rhodes after wildfires engulfed large part of the island. According to BBC, the country's fire service has described the fires as the most difficult it is currently facing. It is estimated more than 3,500 people have been moved by land and sea to safer locations. The island has been battling wildfires fanned by strong winds since Tuesday amidst a heat wave in Europe. No injuries have been reported according to the Ministry of Climate Crisis and Civil Protection in Greece. Now the general weather forecast for the country for today. Forecasting division says the weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at a few places of the hilly regions of the country and at 1 or 2 places of the rest of the country. Kathmandu's weather report now. Maximum temperature of 31.6 degrees Celsius and minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. With this news, we have come to the end of this bulletin. But before we wrap up the headlines once again. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda leaves for Italy to attend the United Nations Food System Summit. The Prime Minister to address the opening session of the summit on Monday in capacity of chair of the LDC group. Nation observing 45th Pushpalal Memorial Day today and Cambodia voting for country's 7th general election. Well, that's all that we have for this edition. Our next English news edition is at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.radionepal.gov.np for more news and online programs. Stay tuned, stay safe and have a good day.